Here's an interview from one of our past shows on Rock and Metal Revival. If you're interested in hearing full shows, go to our Facebook page and check out our list of affiliates for times and places where you can hear Rock and Metal Revival. There is Superficial Drug from the latest release from Sevendust called Truth Killer. And I've been going to see Sevendust for a lot of years. They're one of the best live bands out there on the road. And I'm honored to have them with us on the show today. Sevendust lead vocalist Lajon Witherspoon. Welcome back to the Revival. Lajon, how you doing?
Matt, I'm fantastic. Happy New Year, and it's a pleasure to be back on the Revival and to hear your voice again, and hopefully to touch some folks out there what's going on in the music world today.
Exactly, and I'll tell you what, right now, you guys are firing up the next leg of this Machine Killer tour with Static X and Dope, and I mean, this tour is coming to the Sylvia here in Madison, February 26th, and I'm going to hope to catch a show in Nashville, but this is such a powerful lineup. How did the first leg of the tour go?
You know what? It was an incredible run. Just the nostalgia about, me and Etzel being friends for so many long years and always saying that we would get back together and do this. And to make it happen now, it was just a special run. And for us, getting ready to embark on the second leg and then also a third leg. I mean, it's a good thing. And the energy every night is just amazing. I find myself not wanting to leave, but watching the whole show, just so much fun. And, it's a family reunion out there, and I just look forward to everyone being able to see it. And that's why I'm happy that we're able to do a second and third leg so we can make sure that if you do want to come out and see it, you get a chance to see the tour.
Yeah, exactly. And you guys, like I said, this has been a pretty long tour. And the fan bases of bands like Dope and Sevendust and Static X are so, I don't want to say fanatical, but they're just so loyal. I mean, each and every night, that your crowds have got to be really intense with this show.
It's really crazy to see, and I've always said that looking out in that crowd, it's completely different now being a 51-year-old man. I look out and I see people that I've grown up with. I see people's kids. I see their kids' kids. And they're at the Sevendust show. It's a really special thing. I always wanted to do this in my life, but I never knew what stage it would get to or how long it would last. But I'm very happy. I feel very blessed to be in the spot that we're in. To be able to still be relevant in this crazy, frugal world of music. So it's just it's good to be able to still have people come out to the shows and want to see the band and want to hear music.
Exactly. Lajon, one of the things I've always loved about Sevendust is how you guys always bring it each and every night. From the small clubs I saw you play just outside of Madison to some of the bigger stage. After all these years and tours, do you still get that rush when you hit the stage in 2024?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so you definitely get that. I mean, that's where the magic's at right there for us. For me, period. That stage is where you lay it all out. You just put it out there. And I feel like for whatever that 45 minutes or an hour or however long that the time is allowed for us to be up there, we don't think about the crazy things that are in the world that lead us to be depressed or, maybe have anxiety. I feel like the music is a healer, and we're just doctors giving everybody a little bit of medicine when we're out there,
Exactly. And, I've talked to a lot of artists on this show, and some really, they're in the business to record music and actually do the recording process, and some are there to be out on stage and live in front of an audience. Which one do you enjoy more, creating your own music or being out there creating a vibe in front of a live crowd?
Well, it's a good question. I think as I've gotten older, let's see, I've always loved both of them. All right, so that's a hard question because the only reason it makes it hard is because now that you have these kids that are growing up and they're growing so fast, so it tends to be harder when Daddy leaves for 2 months or a month, and then he's missing out on things that they want me to be a part of. That makes sense. So that part of the touring makes it a little bit harder, but I love being out there still. Just sometimes, it's hard when Daddy's not being able to be at the daddy-daughter dance or, my son's so-and-so choir thing. Just that makes it harder in life right now, especially after that pandemic.
Yeah.
And these kids sitting up in the house, which was great for us all to be together and love and all, man. And then all of a sudden, you think about this, and this, I don't know if it's hard for other people, but this is the way I look at it. My daughter was in the 7th grade when the pandemic hit, and all of a sudden, school let back in, and the pandemic was over with. She's in high school. Now she's driving a car, and she's getting ready to graduate, like, in 2 years. So I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You got to keep, so to me, that when I talk about going out on tour, I try to make as much time with my family and to make it precious and memorable for these kids, if that makes sense.
It totally makes sense. I was so happy when you guys released your latest album, Truth Killer, in July, and it never ceases to amaze me how each album that Sevendust put out, it never disappoints, because one thing I always say a great album has is no filler songs, no throwaway tracks, and you guys rarely ever have a track that I would skip over when I'm listening to one of your albums.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, and when you guys came out on the scene, your first couple albums, you set the bar pretty high. Now, do you find it a challenge each time when you get ready to do a new album to keep up with that standard that you guys have set over the past 30 years?
I think that's what hurts people when they try to keep up. I think we just go and we just do it. It's just us. It's I think that's when we write the best music when we're together as a band, and we're those. I feel like it's like time travelers. When we get back into a room together, I feel like that 21-year-old kid looking at all of it. We're all old men now, but anyway, you still get that feeling of that energy. And the reason that we're here, and the reason that somebody aligned us to meet, is this is the reason right here. This music and the energy that we feed and give back to each other. That's what it's all about now. That's I still love doing that. I can't wait to start writing again for the next one.
Now, Lajon, when you guys go to do a record, are you one of those bands that likes to all get in the studio together, or do you all MP3 each other and then they put it together?
Also, so we do that sometimes. Of course, we're all over the world, so we do the MP3 things, but we like to get together. So like this Truth Killer album, we got me and my wife and the family, we have a farmhouse out here in Kansas in Baldwin by KU. About 300 acres out there. We maintain not that much, but enough to maintain that we can handle. And Sevendust, we had the band come in, and we all went out to the farmhouse and lived together and wrote a fair amount of this album. Was a few of these songs were done at the farmhouse, which was an incredible feeling for us, to be in this small area, and we had to make do with the room that we had, even though we had the big basement, but instead we set up in Grandma's old room. And Morgan's drum set, we have, of course, we had a drum set, not the massive one, but a really nice one. The bass rig, everything was set up, and it was so funny to look after I would do vocals and go back into Grandma's room and see my band jamming in Grandma's room, and then go over in another bedroom and at nighttime, the sun going down, and have the window open and looking at, the cows and stuff running around, and see Benny in the window of the farmhouse rocking out recording bass. So, it's like a very surreal place, and, people would just go crazy if they knew that was what was going on inside that farmhouse.
That's awesome. Lajon, I was just reading an article not too long ago that said, you made the comment, says, we don't have to be the heaviest band in the world. Do you feel that's because of how Sevendust has, their evolution of the band over the past 30 years?
Absolutely. I feel like, everybody's like, oh, you guys are not heavy. You don't have to be heavy all the time. I mean, music is thought. We've grown up, maybe, 1999, everything was angst and angry, but, you have to, I feel like even as an artist, this collage, and I feel like it's a painting, and you have to do different scenes all over this painting, you know what I mean? And that's what it is for me. I could never stay in the same place. And, Sevendust, we can stay on our avenue. We go off the street, we go a couple of lanes off the street and everything, but we always come back. But I think that's what's cool about us, is we're able not to go out and have to, burn your face off. We can play some slow songs, and we can play some ballads, and understand and slow down for a minute and reflect on the reason why that song might be slow is because that dude had a daughter, and he wrote it about her. How about that? Or that guy got married, or something. It's all that, everything that happens to everyone's life happens to writers too. And so we're just able to put those in the songs. And I think it would be crazy just to pigeonhole everything and only sing and talk about and only have this one sound. You have to evolve, because hopefully that's the reason that we've stayed around for a long time, is because, people are learning and more people are coming aboard,
Exactly. Over the years, we've had Clinton Morgan on the show talking about their solo projects. And I've always wondered, would we ever see a solo project from Lajon?
Oh, yes, you will. As a matter of fact, it's still in the making right now. Just taking my time on it. I've been doing some writing with several people. It's been an incredible experience. I've been doing a lot of writing in Nashville. As a matter of fact, I'll be going back after the tour ends in Nashville. I'll stay, I think, for a few days to write all my solo stuff. As of right now, I think I have about 15 songs, and I'm really excited about it, and really excited about sharing it with all the folks out there. And there's some label interest in it, and so we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's definitely going to come out. I'm just, like I said, I'm taking my time, and Sevendust is very, very important, and the machine is rolling right now, and it's I don't want anything to take on water, if that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. It really does. Now, before we came on the air, I was telling you about, I saw you guys play at Kids Corners and band camp, and I've seen you play the Rave in Milwaukee and all over. Would you have
was Kids Corner, was that the bar that had the chairs, the motorcycle chairs?
Yes, sir, that is.
There were. Oh my God! I always wanted to ride one of those, but I didn't think they would let us because there'd be so many people at the show. I tried to buy one from my house. I remember that years and years ago. That was a place was it the volleyball court in there too?
Yes, sir.
The stand?
Yep.
Oh my God, are you bringing back memories? Is that still around?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it is still around. I'd have to. I'm not sure, but I don't think so because they don't do shows out there anymore. But that was the first place that I got introduced to Sevendust. And
no way. You know what, man? When you say that brings back so many memories of people that are still in my life to this day, like our old head of security, Yoshi, who's out there, with all the big bands now, that was with us back in those days. And it's just crazy to talk to you, and you guys are definitely a very big part of the Sevendust machine, if that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. Do you have a favorite place that you like to play here in Wisconsin, or is it, because everywhere you go, you guys just pack them in around here?
Yeah, you think about it, now you said it, I was like, every place that you just said was incredible. All the places in Wisconsin are great because I feel like, I don't say fans, I feel like the family that comes out, they've never not let you down. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't care if it's 18 inches of snow. If we pulled up through there with a tour bus, guess what? Those cats are going to be there for us. And that's what's been incredible about Wisconsin this whole time for our career. It's a very, very cool place, a lot of awesome people. I feel like I definitely have a lot of close friends and family that I can call family from that area.
Well, I'll tell you what, that show you guys got coming up at the Sylvie, there is a low ticket warning on that one. So if you want to get your tickets to see Sevendust, Static X, and Dope on this show, there's another band on the tour. What's the other band on the tour?
I can't remember the name of the band.
Yeah, but I know those
they're
three.
They're a new band. They're great.
Yeah. I know those three bands. I've seen all three of them, and they are fantastic. And I got one last question for you, Lajon, before I let you go today. There's talk of a second Spinal Tap movie. Now, do you guys in Sevendust have a Spinal Tap moment that would work out in that movie?
Oh, man, of course. I mean, I think pretty much on every tour you have a Spinal Tap moment where you can't find the stage or you get turned around. Yeah, we always have. I mean, I think we could put us in that movie and do a LJ haunted ghost tour, because that's what I do a lot of times on tours now. I take my own phone and my tour manager, which is 7'11", and we go, and if the place has been talked about being haunted, we will go. This show of mine will probably be number one, but you will not ever see a ghost, because if there's anything scary, we're immediately out of there.
So you've been in the pool area at the Rave. So you've been in the pool area down at the Rave?
Yes. Oh man. Hey, we actually got to sign. The last time we were there, I think that might have been the 20, maybe even the 30th time we played the Rave in our career. They allowed us to sign the pool. Now I don't know if it's a good thing. I hadn't had anything weird happen since, but what a privilege to be able to be a part of such a historical venue that we've grown up playing ever since. I mean, I have a board from them, a plaque, and it shows all the dates that we played the Rave, and I think on a couple of occasions it was my birthday, so what a special place too.
That is awesome. Well, Lajon, where's the best place for our Rock and Metal Revival listeners to keep up with what's going on with you and with the band?
Just on Sevendust, Sevendust live feed or whatever, the Instagram, Sevendust Facebook. I'm old school. I still call stuff Atari, so you can follow me on Instagram, LJ Spoon. Just old school, hanging out, daddy, rock and roller.
All right. Well, hey, we always let the artists pick the song from their catalog out of the interview. What would you like us to play out of this one?
Oh, off the Truth Killer?
Yeah, any album you got, my man.
Oh, any album. Oh, man, just because I've been seeing him on the feed a lot. Let's play Angel Sun for my buddy Lynn Straighton. Anyone out there that's ever lost anyone during this crazy time in the world that we live in right now, I feel like this song's kind of manifested in something that's a healer. So Angel Sun should be something good for everyone right now.
Outstanding. And Lajon, it is always a pleasure to have you on this show, and you're always welcome back.
Well, thank you, my brother. It's a pleasure to talk to you, man. I look forward to seeing you. And listen, maybe let's get in touch with Kev and see what's going on with you in Nashville and get you on that list and come out and hang out with him.